G'day, I'm Goose, and welcome to Scoop. Today on the show, a secret in every Switch, the ultimate way to go dungeon crawling, and Tokyo Game Show gets weirder. Also, I go on a long and arduous journey. An odyssey, if you will. A Mario Odyssey, actually. Well, that sounds like a lot more fun. Woohoo! But before all of that, it's time for the news. Come on guys, continuity. Alright, and first up, some clever fans have found a version of the classic NES game Golf hidden within the Switch. After sniffing around the code in the Switch's firmware, data miners found reference to something called flog, which of course is the word golf backwards. It turns out that every Switch has a hidden NES emulator and a copy of the game Golf, complete with Joy-Con motion control instructions. There's no official way of getting it to work because it was never actually meant to be found. You don't have to hide this stuff, Nintendo. We want it! And next up, Dungeons & Dragons gets an ultra-high-definition tabletop. A D&D gamer known as Kathiel has custom-built an amazing table for playing the role-playing game with his friends, complete with a 4K touchscreen smack bang in the middle of it, no doubt to display maps, stats, and pictures of monsters. Careful not to spill your drink on that level 20 dragon. And next up, gamers have flocked to Japan for the annual Tokyo Game Show. All the major publishers showed off their new games and exciting upcoming releases, from which we discovered that we'll soon be able to play with cute, collectible kitty cats on the PlayStation VR and jump around as Mario in some summertime board shorts. Ah, Japan, always delivering the goods. Alright, that's the news for this week, but staying on Mario, it's time for a special hands-on with his new adventure. Let's go! I'm out and about town for a very special first look at Super Mario Odyssey, the latest outing from Nintendo's mustachioed mascot, and I am incredibly excited because from all the trailers and teasers we've seen, this is looking to be Mario's biggest and, let's be honest, strangest adventure yet, especially with the inclusion of his now sentient hat Cappy. So I've got a lot of big questions. Number one, does it feel and play like old classic Mario? Number two, what kind of worlds are we going to get to explore? And number three, will I be able to turn Mario into a goose? Let's go find out. So I've just had about an hour hands-on with the game, and in it we got to check out a couple of the different worlds and of course check out some of Mario's new moves. And I think that's actually the biggest thing I've noticed in this title, is just how many moves Mario has at his disposal. On top of all the usual running and jumping that we're used to from Mario Galaxy and even Mario 64, you've got Cappy involved now, which means he can be thrown as a projectile, he can be used as a platform, he can clear areas for you, he can collect coins. He's like a whole second Mario character that you've got to get used to and learn how to control. And in this case, we were actually using the Joy-Cons to control Cappy, which was cool, but it was also kind of difficult to get my head around because you're waggling, you're flicking, and there's a few motion controls there which are very neat, but I think it might play very differently with, say, a Pro Controller. Once we dived into the actual worlds, it's great to see they've gone back to that open world appeal from some of the earlier games where you have to hunt down the moons in this case, which are replacing shines, which used to replace stars. Whatever, basically you need to run around a map, you need to find a few objectives, you need to solve puzzles, and you need to talk to little NPCs. So it's moving away from some of that linear level that we saw in Super Mario 3D World. So that's a breakdown of some of the controls and some of the worlds we checked out, but the thing I was most eager to find out was how this game would make me feel, because I have such a fondness for the Mario games, and fortunately here this does not disappoint. It is so utterly charming, so beautifully colourful, and Mario himself now has more personality and more pop than ever before. The way he runs around, his little noises, his animations, he's got all those new moves, all these different outfits now. He has so much personality that he's never felt so Mario, if that's a way to put it. In terms of what the rest of the game has to offer, I think we're going to see a heap of variety in those environments, and of course in the enemy types, because using that capture ability to turn into them suddenly gives Mario a whole new moveset. And just thinking how many different things out there he can capture, turn into, and learn to use their moves, it's kind of mind-boggling, so I'm super keen to check out the rest of the game when it does come out. So overall, how did the game feel? Fantastic to control. What were the worlds like? Bright and colourful? Did Mario turn into a goose? Not yet. But there's still more game to play, so who knows? Oh, I've missed hanging out with Mario. Alright, that's the scoop for this week, but don't forget to check back tomorrow for a full Spawn Point game review. Which game will it be? You'll just have to wait and find out. Until next time, Goose out. I wonder where else this pipe goes. Oh no, it's a regular sewer. Oh, hell!